What's your name, by the way?
It's Ryan.
Ryan, I'm Baden from Advanced Nutrients, and Ryan's from Caneo Hydroponics, and he is here to tell us about the differences in the nutrients that are out there. Could you elaborate a little bit for us?
Yeah. I'm growing my own medical marijuana. Use different nutrient lines, GH, Botanicare. There's many others. I haven't spent time with them yet. I know people that do use them. By far, Advanced is the best. It's the only one that's actually specifically made for growing weed, and that's, I believe, why it's the best. The additives that Advanced provides outdo everyone else.
Now, when you say outdo everyone else,
more effective, I think. The only product I use another brand of is the Sensizyme, but that doesn't mean it's a bad product. It's a great product. My friends and I have run side-by-sides. We ran the Roots Accelerator versus Voodoo Juice, Piranha, and Tarantula. A lot of people say they went to Roots and never went back. I went to Roots and I'll never use it again. It didn't even come close. It was explosive, but compared to using the Voodoo with Tarantula and Piranha and a little bit of carbo load, it just... I was 2 weeks from seedlings. I was root bound in a 5-inch pot.
That's
not
amazing.
A big pot, but to be root bound in 2 weeks is a gnarly root system.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, a bigger root system means more growth. Bigger, so that's why I did that. I used the B52, which is great too. There's not many other things I know that work like it, to my knowledge. The carbo load's great. Get your carbohydrates in there, especially now that's been essentially combined with the sweet leaf into bud candy. So now I don't have to buy 2 products anymore. Although I may just to use my carbo load in veg without adding the bud candy. But just all the stuff, the ingredients are top notch. The research put behind all the products is top notch. The customer service, how the company stands behind the people that are using their products, it far outdoes anyone. I think it's the only company who I can talk to their owner about growing weed and they don't look at me like I'm a criminal. And for being in my position, that's very important. So
what about like
that's
pH
awesome.
and everything else?
Oh, with the new pH, ppm Perfect I've been reading about, I'm really going to believe that it works. I want to. I think Advanced wouldn't drop something like that unless they thought it would and believed that it did. So a lot of other brands, they sacrifice either quality or stability of their product. GH definitely sacrificed on quality. They provided a very stable product, but
they don't have the research.
They don't have just their products don't come close. When you take something that you could have perfectly balanced in pH and not have to go out and buy $200+ meters, spend hundreds in pH up and down and calibrating things all the time, because you got to consider all the calibration solutions just to calibrate the expensive meters. To not have to deal with that anymore is great. I mean, I get a controller to control my environment. I go in there and check my pH and ppm only because I already have a meter and I'm out and I'm good for the day. I know it's going to work. Other nutrients I've run, especially the Techniflora, I was very unsatisfied. Very unsatisfied. I used their Recipe for Success starter kit that I got with the prefab system I got, and it was not a recipe for success.
You didn't get the yields, and
I didn't get close to the yield I want. Actually, late into mid-flower, my plant started looking like death, and it was not pest, it was not disease. It was essentially the nutrients, the way they were mixed, even though they were fresh, things started locking out. And as many flushes as I did, it didn't seem like anything was going to come back. I thought it was over. I went and talked to Richard before I was working at Caneo Hydro, bought the Advanced line because of what I had read about it, and my plants actually came back.
That's amazing. Plants were on the verge.
They were on the verge
to lose your crop. That's hard work.
I was about to I thought it was done. I was about to actually just cut them off and throw them out, put some Advanced in, use the B52, use some Voodoo Juice. Basically ran the whole line just on the words of what Richard, the owner of the shop I work at, told me. And if it wasn't for him, those plants would have been gone, and I would have been spending a bunch more money on seeds and cuttings. Yeah. So thanks to him and Advanced, in great part, my plants came back, and I was actually able to have a yield. So that made a big difference to me. I won't go to any other lines anymore. I almost considered it a couple months back due to the cost of Advanced, but now that this new line is dropping, all these great new products, combination of products that were great on their own, liquid forms of powdered products that were great, it's just, why go to something, so this is why go to something that's, I mean, I know that Advanced works. I've used it. I know that other things don't work because they just weren't. They didn't do the job for me. I mean, I've grown stuff with other brands that made it look great, it smelled great, but I had to smoke way too much of it.
Did it give you something to look like that?
Other than Advanced, not even close.
There you go.
Yeah, Advanced was the only thing that got me stuff that dark, that just beautiful, covered in trichomes.
Sugary coated big buds.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
What Advanced does. Yeah, I've had stuff from Advanced that it looked like I dipped the buds in a bag of powdered sugar. They were covered in white.
Nice.
And not even a white widow. It was a purple strain. It looked like someone took purple and dipped it into sugar, and it tasted great. And it's all thanks to Sweet Leaf. Sweet Leaf and Carbo Load, I think, made the difference.
Man, after talking to you, I don't know how anybody could use anything else.
I don't either. Some people, there's a lot of different groups. Some people are looking at the budget and they don't want to spend a lot. And I say, well, consider your final yield. You're going to make way more money if you use a better nutrient. And I'd say 8 to 9 out of 10 people I explain it to go from using something like GH over to Advanced, and they never go back. And then I sell them on the Connoisseur, and then they never go back to Sensi.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan.
Of course.
You have a great day, okay?
You too.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys.